John Bercow is joining Archierophile Lord Adonis on Friday to discuss Brexit and the current state of UK politics. The former Commons Speaker will link up with the Labour peer for an in-conversation with event organised by the European Movement Group. Mr Bercow became notorious during his time in the chair for his interventions on Brexit and faced accusations of trying to thwart the government's efforts to leave the EU. Unafraid to speak his mind, he will give his opinion on the relations with Brussels and Boris Johnson's conduct as Prime Minister. The organisers promise the evening will be a special online event delving into Mr Bercow's time as Speaker. It will cover John's time in politics, including his time as Speaker of the House of Commons during a time when Brexit dominated proceedings, as well as his views on the UK's relationship with our European friends and neighbours, his opinion on British politics, and much more. According to the event description, Mr Bercow's role in blocking efforts to leave the EU led to him becoming a favourite among Remainers. Lord Adonis even once described him as the greatest speaker in nearly 400 years. Following his resignation announcement in September, the peer said, "John Bercow is the greatest Speaker of the House of Commons since Speaker Lentil stood up to Charles I in the 1640s. When the story is written of the defeat of Brexit democratically, Bercow will have a big part." Mr Bercow has regularly criticised the Prime Minister since stepping down from his role at the 2019 election. The former Conservative MP earlier this year announced he had joined the Labour Party. Last month he criticised Mr Johnson as not someone who has come into politics to advance the interests other than, and frequently less fortunate than, himself. Appearing at a fringe event at the Labour Party conference in Brighton, he also opened up on his Brexit meddling. "People have different views about how I handled Brexit. I hope you'll accept I was honest. I was trying to do the right thing for Parliament and the country," he said. "What I will not accept, because it's not true, is that I was behaving in a manipulative or dishonest way." In another intervention earlier this year, Mr Bercow attacked Mr Johnson as a lousy Prime Minister. He said, "If you believe as I do that this government is bad news, unfit to govern, and that the Prime Minister, although a successful campaigner, is a lousy governor, you have to ask yourself, do you want rid of it? And if you want rid of it, you have to pose to yourself the question, how is that to be achieved?" In the UK, the only credible vehicle for the removal of this government is the election of a Labour government committed to equality, social justice, internationalism and a fairer, more inclusive society.